This is the heavy duty Outhaus tarp, 4 meters by 3 meters, set up against the side of a Mercedes Sprinter. So the 4 meter edge is attached along the top. I'll show you that in a moment. And then obviously we've got a 3 meter overhang. I'm using these green elephant telescopic poles, and at the moment they're not quite fully extended. You can see the top section there is not quite fully out, but the other two sections below are. I've got 2 guy lines on each corner, just a paracord, and I've got like a nail style tent peg hammered in there, and I'm just using a taut line hitch or a trucker's hitch on the guy lines just to create tension. They're under quite a bit of load because the tarp's quite heavy, so I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but they've got 2 lines from each corner. Then the center of the tarp I've just tied down there, partly to stop it flapping, but also to create a rain gutter so the rainwater doesn't pool on the top of the tarp. So that's what it looks like, and then I'll show you how I've attached it to the roof rack in a minute. I'll just pause there. Okay, so on the roof there are 5 attachment points. The front 3 are with a paracord through a ball like this through the loop, so it's a fixed length, so you don't need to make any changes. You just need to bear in mind that this one here passes either over or under the extract fan lid. So if you try and open the extract fan with this tied down, then it won't. It may damage the motor. And then they're looped around the top rail of the roof rack on this side, or in that case on the lower rail, just where it joins. And that way, hopefully, they don't interfere with the solar panels at all. So there's a slight overhang at that side, just like a couple of inches. Carefully don't trip over these if you're moving down. Then these 2 attachment points I've just done with a bungee and a hook onto the roof rack, because that's a lot easier than the other method. Secondary to that are the 2 ramps, which are upside down and fixed like this. So there's some paracord left in place on the roof there, and that's how I arrange it. So it loops over the corners, back on itself. Same thing at that end, paracord attached to the roof rack, loops over corners, loops back on itself, and then I use a bungee to tension the whole thing. So it's really solid and won't move, and it's behind the vent, so creates the least amount of drag, and with them positioned there they don't interfere with the tarp there. Cool. When you're walking on the roof, just be careful not to put any weight on the solar panels, obviously, and to stand on the bars. So you can put weight, for example, on that corner there or that corner there. It's a little bit awkward reaching that one. I suppose at a push, if you've got soft shoes, you could put some weight on the edge of the roof there, but I wouldn't put any weight towards the centre of the roof. Not for a sort of 100-kilo bloke standing on it anyway. I don't think it's designed for that. Okay, that's the tarp, and that's what it looks like from on top.